All right. Hello, my name's Tyler Sassy,
And I'm Joe Lines.
and for our senior project, we did the National Society of Sales Engineers and the National Sales Engineering Competition. So the project abstract is this senior project is the creation of a national society and associated national competition for students interested in sales engineering. Using industrial engineering tools and processes, the team successfully created a replicable competition format and paved the way for a future society. For our agenda today, we're going to do a brief introduction of our project and why we chose it, followed by a background, and then moving into general design features, and then our solution with the competition society design, concluding with some final results and a wrap up of the project conclusion. Now, the problem statement was the sales engineering field currently lacks any form of national organization bridging the academic and professional groups together. This leads to a lack of education, networking opportunities, and skill development for all interested parties. Now, our motivation for this project was that me and Joe were officers in the Sales Engineering Club at Cal Poly for a few years, or most of our academic careers. And from that, we reaped large benefits from the club, including internships and contacts from multiple companies. We've both worked with sponsors for our competition and the National Society for the last couple of years, and so we had great relationships and got to know the industry really well. Now, through our experiences with sales at Cal Poly, we realized that there is no national organization for sales engineering, which leads less opportunities for us in skill building, company networking, and exposure to opportunities outside of California. And we thought that this would be a great way to looking into a solution for that problem.
All right, so a brief background on kind of where we are coming from here. The Cal Poly Sales Engineering Club was established in 2009 and has continued to grow every year since then. And in the past couple of years, we've come across other sales engineering clubs across the country. And so we wanted to reach out and kind of create a network between all sales engineering clubs. Last year in 2015, the first ever national sales engineering competition was held at Cal Poly. And this is kind of a background on where we are currently standing. And now some background on why we are kind of going forward with this is the sales engineering field is a growing field. In 2014, 69,900 sales engineering jobs were reported. And there's a growth expected over the next 8 years, and this growth is about 7%, which is on par with most engineering jobs. And unfortunately, there are limited resources and just opportunities for students to learn sales engineering skills across the country. There's a couple minors at existing schools, such as the University of Central Florida, but many schools do not have this, and even fewer schools have sales engineering clubs. So by creating a competition or society, it will give students an opportunity to learn more about sales engineering. And so we did a lot of research, put a lot of work in towards this competition design and society design. So a little bit of our research was done in sales engineering profession, workshop design, nonprofit organization design, quality, project management, and human factors. A large part of our project was the project management, managing everything from customers to school facilities. So we used a work breakdown structure along with a Pareto chart to help us keep organized with that. And as far as quality, we were heavy into our surveys for the customers that we were looking to satisfy in this situation. So for our competition or problem that we had, there was some requirements that our design needed to have. And the first one was to bridge the gap between student and professionals. Currently, there's no relationship standing between these two parties. The second one was to create an educational product or process for sales engineering college students. So the main thing here was just to give students an opportunity to learn. The third one was to have a solution being robust enough to be backed by the industry. The main reason for this is for students to learn, and the industry has the knowledge and the skills, so it's important that they are backed behind us and can teach the students.
So, like any good project, there's a few constraints we had to think about while designing what we wanted to create. The first was limited money. Graciously, Cal Poly Sales Engineering Club was providing us with a budget of $10,000 that we'd be aware of while we were creating this. Um, this led us to make a fully allocated cost as well as a budget for the competition that we'll go into in later details. We also had to be constrained by the knowledge of the students. We knew that we were going to be flying in a lot of students that hadn't had too much sales experience, but were interested in it. So we wanted to provide a way for them to walk away actually learning something, as well as professional availability. As students, we were working with professionals that are very busy with their careers, and we had to make sure that we made this competition as accessible and as easy for them to help us as possible. Now, going into the actual design of our solution, the first thing and the main focus this year was the national competition. Running off of what we had worked on previously, we created a 2-day case study with Train, a sponsor of ours. It simulated a Cal Poly Energy HVAC main plant upgrade and was a full sales process from initial customer meeting to final customer pitch. This case study included 3 customer meetings that each team had to go through, as well as a few different documents that they had to kind of read and digest and bring to the customer. Now, to help them kind of understand the equipment being used, we had HVAC equipment and controls trainings throughout the case study, as well as seeing everything wrapped together in a final project proposal. Now, going along with us wanting to have the students leave with something, we had 2 focused sales trainings given by a professional sales trainer and a very knowledgeable sales engineer in the area. These were over 5 hours of sales trainings that were very well received by both the students and the professionals. Now, to make this competition fun, we of course had some social events and networking events, such as bowling and Pismo, and a closing banquet at a Madonna Inn. As the second part to our solution, we of course wanted to make a society, something that would bridge both the professional and the student, and something bigger than a competition. To do this, we decided to build a framework for a national society, but not actually launch one as of this year. Just running quickly through this, we wanted to kind of have 3 steps into making this national society. The first was a university level organization built just for the student. This is something kind of like an ASHRAE or IE has, where they have chapters at each university that support both networking, skill building, and recruitment. Moving on, we wanted to have a professional chapter organization, such as the other side of ASHRAE, IE, which connects people in your territory, whether that be LA, San Francisco, around the country. Again, this helps with networking, career recruiting, and skill enhancement, which I know every professional looks to keep on building upon. Finally, we wanted to build a whole platform for sales engineering recruiting. Everybody needs a job, especially if you're interested in this industry. There's a lot of competition for bright students and bright young professionals. We wanted to create a organization that allows companies to come in and find a whole collection of people with the sales trainings and interest to do well in this industry.
Okay, so now for the results of our solution. The second annual National Sales Engineering Competition did take place in April. We had 14 teams from 5 different universities displayed here on the slide. First place was taken by the University of Central Florida, second place Cal Poly, and third place another University of Central Florida team. And we also had a heavy professional involvement. We had 12 judges ranging from 4 sponsor companies and then 2 professional professors who have a lot of experience in the industry. So an important part of this project was to create a solution to have something going forward. We didn't want to just leave this year and have it be a one-time thing. We want to help the students of the future, so it was important that we create something that can be sustained. In doing so, we will have all materials that we had this year available to next year's Cal Poly National Society of Sales Engineers Chair. This includes our project plan, our budget, our case study, and our contacts. And then a large part of the sustainability of this solution came from our interest meeting, our National Society of Sales Engineering interest meeting during the competition weekend. This meeting was attended by all participants in the competition. So we had 5 schools represented, and we got multiple commitments from different schools that they will implement a National Society of Sales Engineering officer position in their club. This will expand our network and expand the number of helping hands we have in taking this thing to a national level. And yeah, it's important that we have a repeatable process. So this competition design, the case study, the sales engineering seminars um, is a solution that can be taken forward for years to come.
And thank you for listening to our presentation and your support of our IME Senior Project. And we look forward to meeting with you during the IIB meetings later this week.